Oh, you know what that means? That clap. That means it's time. Hey! Welcome to another Ramble Radio.
But it's video.
Okay. I don't want to fight. It's also radio. I know this is a big point of contention between us, but it's also radio.
I don't understand what you mean by radio.
It's video, but it's also radio. Isn't that great? Anyway.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
I'm Jerry Rocha.
Eddie Pence.
You think it's just us two, don't you?
No.
Naked Cody, right there. Bam. What's happening, Cody?
What's up? Just hanging out.
Nice.
Just hanging out
it's
naked.
Friday. Naked Cody being Naked Friday Cody.
Naked Cody.
And we get him naked on Tuesdays, too. We're spoiling you people.
Yeah, so much naked Cody.
Now, Cody, we're probably now I don't know how Fox is going to top what they did last Sunday. I think it's unless they just show one of the triplet Super Bowls. That's it. But they did the NFL's greatest games last Sunday, and it was Cowboys-Packers NFC Championship game 95, where the Cowboys
They had
won
it ranked
that one.
how high?
I don't know what the ranking. It was under NFL's greatest games.
NFL's greatest game.
Right. I'm sure it's number one, but NFL's greatest games.
That's not one of the greatest games.
It was a good game.
It was
a real good
game.
It was a
To
great
say
game.
greatest, the game between them and the Niners 2 years prior.
Better.
Or the year prior. Was the year prior the one the Niners won in Candlestick?
That was better.
That was a better game.
And then the one where they first beat the Niners.
Yeah, that was
a better game.
game.
The one where Jimmy Johnson famously said, "How about them Cowboys?" And then he also said, "Hey, we still got one more game to play." We knew.
Ugh.
Bring it home
Do
to goal.
you think Dak knows he's on a very short leash?
Cody, thoughts?
You think
I have goosebumps right now.
that's a shot fired directly over the bow of Dak Prescott from Jerry Jones signing Andy Dalton?
We don't know what's transpired since then, right? Because it's now been a week almost.
It's been a minute.
But Cody, Eddie dropped a crazy opinion.
I think that offense is more efficient with Andy Dalton running.
Whoa!
I think
I don't know if you have the big broken plays because Dak can make those with his legs.
Yep.
Andy Dalton can't. But to keep the offense on rhythm, I bet Andy Dalton might be a better quarterback.
with the upgrade in receivers, that's not a crazy opinion, but I still think that you have the legs of Dak that kind of, Dalton is not going to be able to.
No,
to do that
there's
at all.
certain plays that Dak makes that you can't. But with that running back and that receiving core and teams putting 8 men in the box to stop Zeke, you're going to have with Gallup, Cooper, and now CD Lamb. You're going to have a wide open receiver every play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if Andy Dalton can process the defense faster, make quicker reads just on a 5-step drop and get the ball out as opposed to having to scramble around to find somebody.
Given those two, you go Dalton over Dak in that scenario. You pick Dalton over Dak. If all these guys were on the Redskins right now,
Dak,
would you be happier that you signed Dalton?
I think if you have less of a team, you put Dak in because Dak can make plays. But if you have a team that's just stacked and all you want to do is just move the ball down the field and score touchdowns, I don't know how. I don't see why you would give Dak $40 million when you could have Andy Dalton for half that.
It's like the Tom Brady theory, right?
Which is that one?
Just the idea that you don't have to have a quarterback that's super mobile if you can hit every target.
You get the ball in the hands of your playmakers.
Yeah.
And if you can literally have Dak or Andy Dalton for half the price of Dak Prescott and you don't destroy your salary cap in the next 4 years, it makes sense. This is all just to get Dak to make a team-friendly deal. That's why Jerry Jones did this.
Sure.
To show hey, we can move on.
Come on, man.
We'll move on.
We don't
without
need you. Right.
We're not going to destroy the salary cap for you.
Man. So if this were the Washington Redskins, you'd be happy. You'd be pulling for Andy Dalton.
No, the Redskins
to win.
aren't as good. Don't
No.
have as much
If they
talent.
if they just pretend that this entire roster is the Redskins, would you prefer Dalton?
I wouldn't be worried either way.
Okay,
I would be
yeah.
keep Dak because he had the number one offense last year and he played good.
Right.
But I wouldn't be shitting my pants if Dak decided not to show
Sure.
up or they traded him because you have Andy
Like,
Dalton.
all right, we got Andy Dalton.
I think with those weapons, you plug him in. I don't think that offense misses a beat, and it may be even more efficient.
I'm excited to see this.
Only
I can't
problem
wait.
is you have Mike McCarthy, who's like a pass-happy guru.
Right.
And he may be in danger of abandoning the running game when you don't need to abandon
when
the
you
running
don't need
game.
to abandon it. We already have. That's true. We'll see.
You know.
I don't know, Cody. You're kind of on board with this. You agree with it. You see it. You see the logic.
Oh, I see the logic. I don't agree with it, but I can certainly understand the argument. But I would think
Dak
it'd have to be
too, but
crazy to not start Dak.
Yeah, I
No,
think
you
I'm
have to
with
start
you.
Dak, but I mean, like if I was a Cowboys
But you're saying
fan,
if Dak holds out or if he bails, you're like, all right, bye.
or like doesn't want to sign that
Right.
deal and he's gone in a year, and you still have Andy Dalton, you're like,
It's
all
like,
right,
okay,
I
cool.
don't think you miss a beat with him.
That's interesting. We got to run this on Madden. We have to run this on Madden to see how.
Because Andy Dalton, I mean, he's just been on some shitty teams, and he was on some good Bengals teams that just never won a playoff game.
Yeah. Was that on him or Marvin
I
Lewis?
don't know.
Right.
Probably both. And
Probably both.
He's never been on a team that's talented.
No, that's true. That's true. You know, if there's no NFL, would
Yeah.
you be okay just watching a bunch of like 400-pound nerds just play Madden and they broadcast it live? Would that be okay? You pick 32 nerds
And they
each,
just make a Madden season. And every Sunday you tune in, there's 16 games.
yes,
But you give it the same amount of analysis that you would.
Yeah, Michael Irvin yelling about something on the NFL Network, like passionately screaming about, and it's just you just get 32.
Okay, on each team, is there just one nerd who runs the team, or is there a nerd who does offense? There's another who does defense. So you have, and then you have a head coach
Ooh.
who's in charge of those two nerds. That way,
Ooh,
I'm
that's
just saying, so
tough.
at least you have some post-game interviews, and there could be some
Right.
inter-team turmoil. 'Cause you're not-
Right.
Like you have the offensive court, the defensive nerd is like, well, he's not scoring any points. I can't. He doesn't move the ball, so I got to win games 10-7.
I think you have to have two. You'd have to have, so you get 64.
Yeah.
And one guy is on offense, and then he gives it to another person to play defense.
Right.
I
That
think-
way, there could be a little like if his offense
yes.
isn't scoring points,
And the defense is
defensive
blowing
nerd
it.
is going to get really pissed
Right.
at the offensive guy.
Yeah.
And if the offensive guy is running up 30 points a game, but the defense is giving up 45, you're
He's
like,
going to be
dude,
pissed. Yeah, come on, man. I think that adds more
that's
tension.
where the drama is.
That you're right. They get to 64. Now, is this already more exciting than an actual NFL?
Yes, I want to see this.
I want to see this too.
I want to see
I want to see this.
64 nerds.
Cody, would you tune in?
Oh yeah.
Would it count if they won the Super Bowl? Like, what if
Yeah,
that
so
counted?
they get a Lombardi and,
They get-
and 2 rings. And they print the T-shirts up.
They
Champions.
do it. They
you wear the hat.
You call
You're like,
Sports Illustrated and you order the shit. You get it. Right?
dude, I'm all for that. As long as you have the two nerds battling that can talk shit to each other when they have to hand the remote off to the other guy after he punts.
Right. And then they're talking shit to their opponent. Man.
Like the defensive guy just got a turnover.
Right.
And then the guy he gives it to him, the guy on offense, he throws an interception first down. He's like, he has to hand it back to him. And just to see that look.
Just that
on
look
the
like, you
defensive coordinator.
motherfucker.
God damn
Really,
it.
you asshole?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Just two nerds just angry at each
Oh,
other.
that would be great. I'm in. I think this is better than the NFL.
Oh, I do too.
I'm already.
Yeah, let's do
This is over. I want this now.
This should be what the XFL should have been.
Vince dropped the ball.
Yeah. You only got to employ 64 nerds.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all you got to have.
And some tech people.
That's it. That's all you need, man. So we saw the Dark Side of the Ring, Andre and I, of which one? What
Which
was
one?
it?
I haven't seen
New
any
Jack.
of them yet.
Oh God, Cody, you
It's
saw the
so
New
good.
Jack one, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
Jesus, fuck.
What happens in the New Jack one?
Murder,
Attempted murder.
attempted murder a couple of times. 2 different attempts of murder. Like one of them, it's when he was with Heyman at ECW.
Yeah.
And they show how Cornette kind of discovered him and put him on his Smoky Mountain one.
Yeah.
And how good he was.
Right.
And especially on the mic. Like, Cornette just said, all right, do you see all these rednecks? Go piss them off. And then New Jack would say things like, it was like in 90, right when it happened. Oh, Jay Simpson. Hey, man, appreciate you, baby. That's 2 more we ain't got to worry about. Like, and these rednecks are like waving Confederate flags at him. They're so angry. And that was all great. And then he goes to ECW.
Nothing like stoking racial hatred
Right.
to get somebody over.
In the deep south.
In the deep south.
Good job, Heyman.
And then the things he says, he's like he calls the NAACP house. Like his promos were insane. And then so he gets the attention. So that was Cornette. Then he gets the attention of Heyman to go to East because he would do some over the top shit.
Right.
And then they were like, and Cornette was like, I didn't like it because you knew that he was going to have to be more extreme than the extreme guys.
Right.
And then there's this dude named Mass Transit, who is this 17-year-old wrestler who lied and said he was 23. The guy weighed like 500 pounds. And he would wrestle these 2 brothers who were little people.
Yeah.
And that was like their gimmick, and that caught the attention of Heyman.
Right.
So he invites him in, and Mass Transit kind of turns on the 2 little guys. And I forgot one of the wrestlers was out for like a family thing. He couldn't travel. So they do a tag team where it's like, I think it was Devon Dudley and this mass transit guy were going to go up against Mustafa and New Jack.
Right.
And New Jack and Mustafa, and the guy was like real cocky, the 17-year-old, and so he really rubbed New Jack the wrong way. And he told New Jack, "Hey, I want you to cut me too." And New Jack, and he said, "I told Paul Heyman what I'm going to do to this kid. They're going to be talking about for 10 years." And he goes, "Now it's 20 years, and we're still talking about it." So.
Fuck.
They tell Dudley, him and Mustafa said, at the beginning of the match, we're going to knock you out of the ring. You stay out. Like, so they do this thing where he's just, Dudley, he's just like, Devon's just kind of out of it on the apron the whole time. Or out, and then, dude, fucking New Jack takes a fucking scalpel and just slices the kid's fucking forehead open. I mean, blood is pouring, and then like you hear the kid's father like, "He's only 17. Stop the match!" He's like screaming, and they're hitting him like and then New Jack gets on the top rope with the steel chair, just does the slam on the kid's head. I mean, it was a
Fuck.
It was brutal. It was
I think wasn't he like just. He passed out due to blood loss.
Yeah, he was
well?
just.
No one stopped the match.
I mean,
They
he
finally did.
He literally severed 2 of his arteries.
Yeah,
doing that
right there.
Yeah,
The kid said he had no feeling, and then like the kid later died because of. God damn it! I'm laughing. I shouldn't laugh.
Shit.
Jesus Christ. He was no longer a kid when he died, but he died due to complications.
He was 22.
He was 20. Well, yeah, he was 22. He was still
He was
a kid.
younger than the age he lied to.
Yes,
about.
yes. He died of complications from gastric bypass surgery.
Jesus.
Yeah. So God damn it! Why did I laugh?
I don't know.
Nothing
in there was funny.
Nothing. And I found myself.
And you found a chuckle in there
I
somehow.
found a chuckle. What the fuck is wrong with me?
I don't know.
And Eddie, somehow that was like the second worst thing that he ever did.
That was the second worst. The worst one was. And why am I laughing?
Why are you laughing again?
So
Where are you finding humor in this?
he's going up against a guy named. So this is after Extreme Wrestling is over. Nobody gives a fuck about it.
Right.
And New Jack is in he's in a fucking Howard Johnson's ballroom where they put a ring and there's like 8 people watching them. Oh no, wait, no, I'm sorry. Let's talk about the third one. So the second attempted murder.
Okay.
Was I'm sorry, but it was this 80-year-old wrestler who was like this guy's 80, and he's like going up against New Jack. He was famous for like not feeling any pain.
Right.
That was his gimmick.
But he's 80.
He's 80, so he purposely wouldn't sell moves.
Yeah.
And so New Jack's hitting him over and over again, and he's not selling it. So New Jack says, "Okay," and he just beats the fuck out of him for real. He gets the bat with the barbed wire, and he's just.
And is he selling it now?
Oh boy, he's just fucking.
He headbutted him.
And look, here's why I'm laughing, because the way New Jack says it is it cuts back to him and he goes, "Man, I beat the shit out of that 100-year-old man." He just fucks this guy up.
But doesn't he know going into the match this guy's gimmick is he doesn't sell?
I guess he didn't. I guess he was pissed. And then the third attempted murder. He's now Extreme Wrestling's seen its day.
Yeah.
He's in the fucking, the Howard Johnson's ballroom with 10 people watching. And he's going up against this dude who is like annoyed that like he feels like he should be further than he is, I guess, as a wrestler. And he's real eager to plan the match. And New Jack says, "Let's just plan this in the dressing room." And so he goes to the dressing room and he starts telling the guy, and the guy's like, "Yeah, fine." And he just gets up and leaves. And then as they're wrestling, the guy punches New Jack twice in the face for real.
Oh.
So,
no.
And New Jack
I know already that's not a good idea.
puts him in a headlock.
Oh God.
Drags him over to the ropes, reaches into his pocket where he has a fucking blade, and just starts stabbing the guy
in the back.
Just starts stabbing. He claims he stabbed him 9 times, and you see him. He's just stabbing the guy, and then he just starts fucking him up after he stabbed him.
I actually think he stabs him 16 times.
That's what the report was. 60. He claims 9. They said 16.
Is there a different penalty if you go over 10 stabs?
I think under
Is that why
9. Yeah,
under 10 you're fine? That's why I said 9.
9. And the guy, so New Jack's in prison. the guy
For that move.
And the guy comes in and basically says, "Look, let's make a gimmick out of this. Like I want payback from you. We'll go up and down the South." And New Jack, okay, sure, you just drop the charges and I'll do it. So the guy drops the charges. New Jack walks and he doesn't talk to him ever again. He's like, fuck that guy. I'm not fucking doing some stupid shit.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
And I think this is the most anyone's ever laughed watching or talking about that episode. But
and somehow we haven't told all of the attempted murders. There's even more in the episode. Because there's the one guy that he threw off. Do you remember that?
Oh, God, yes. There's a guy. So the guy, it was in ECW.
Right.
The dude, they're on top of like scaffolding.
Right.
They're 20 feet up, and the guy starts getting cold feet. He goes, "No, New Jack, I don't want to do it. I can't do it." And they're supposed to do a bump off it. And New Jack goes, "No, man, fuck this. We're doing it." The guy's like, "No, man, no. And New Jack, we're here. We're going on 3. And he grabs him, and they do it. And when as they're landing, the guy does this weird backflip, and he's a huge dude, and he cracks New Jack's skull. And so then New Jack gets payback at the next pay-per-view. They're on an
Payback for what? An accident?
Right? Yeah, he got mad. He feels that the guy not wanting to do it, he didn't fall properly because he was so nervous. And then so he got mad at him for that. And then so they're
Why would anyone work with New Jack? Ever.
I don't right. They're
why would it get to that point where you're working with him?
And then so they're on an even taller scaffolding, and the guy does not
Why
realize.
does this guy agree to go to a taller scaffolding?
And then New Jack does something the guy was not expecting. He pulls out a taser and just tases him. And then as the guy is like numb, he just grabs him and wanting to kill him. He said, "I was hoping he would miss the ring and I would kill him. I wanted to get payback." So he grabs him and throws him off. And the guy literally, like Maxwell Smart, missed it by that much, kept him alive. He just lands.
He hits the top rope.
He hits the top rope and flips back into the ring. And miraculously enough, the worst thing he got was a dislocated ankle. From the ankle was what hit the rope, but he was with such a force. Had he not hit that top rope and fell forward,
the concrete.
Had he fell out, he's dead. No question, he's dead. And that's what New Jack wanted. It was.
Was that New Jack's last match?
No, that was before.
Who the fuck is still working? Why
That
would
was
you work
before,
with
I
him?
think that was before he fucked up the 80-year-old, and before
It was.
And then he goes and fucks up. Look, him fucking up the old man was the funniest. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. I'm sorry.
Poor
sorry.
Gypsy Joe.
Gypsy Joe. Him fucking up Gypsy.
That's
Joe.
Gypsy Joe's gimmick, not the sell. You should know that going into the match.
Oh, well, he changed that gimmick pretty quick.
What's Gypsy Joe do after that?
He lived a while longer.
Yeah,
he
but
died.
his gimmick's
Oh,
done.
it's over. He got fucked up, man. He fucked up.
I'm on the Wikipedia page for New Jack, and it describes him attacking Gypsy Joe, and it says that he used a chain, a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire, and a framed picture of his aunt.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Look, I know this is not funny, but what he did to Gypsy Joe.
Poor Gypsy Joe.
And look, I was watching. Andrea can vouch. We're both like, "Oh my god!" And then when he said, "I beat the shit out of that 100-year-old man,"
He fucking lost
he
it.
just loses.
But Gypsy Joe built a lifetime of this gimmick of not selling. And then towards the end of his life, just New Jack ruins his
Like,
gimmick.
nah, fuck you. You don't sell for me. Fuck you, asshole.
Wow.
Oh god. Anyway,
Jesus.
so you should see that one, Eddie.
Okay.
And I guess our own New Jack.
Our own. Dex. Has there ever been anything that's happened that no one should find funny, but for some reason you laugh at it?
To the junkie pile of shit who decided to plaster graffiti all over the bathrooms. First off, there's going to be payback. This is a classy family establishment. Hold on, youngster. You'll get that hot cocoa in a minute. Second, I can't ever take it up the ass because my penis is housed there. My second one. So it's physically impossible. Thirdly, that queef-eating whore of a mother of yours loves my second penis. Here's that hot cocoa, son. Have a great day, kiddo. Wow. Jesus Christ.
Well, now he's not even. He's not even taking time away from serving
to
do bits.
Jesus Christ.
He's got to fucking work while he doesn't give a shit.
Didn't give a shit. He Gypsy Joe'd you. He didn't sell your thing at all. Didn't
he Gypsy Joe's me all the time.
He Gypsy Joe.
He is Gypsy Joe.
Is Gypsy Joe naked behind us right now?
Oh no.
is that
Fucking poor Gypsy Joe. Rest in peace, Gypsy Joe.
Rest in peace, Gypsy Joe. I'm sorry I laughed so hard at what New Jack did to you. Jesus Christ. It was fucking hilarious.
Oh.
Cody, come on. You laughed a little at the Gypsy Joe thing, right?
I'm laughing now. I was mortified when I was watching him beat the shit out of an old man.
I mean, it's like he already has thrown him into the chairs. They're out of the ring.
Yeah.
And so what New Jack claims is everyone in the crowd was yelling the N-word to him. And then so he's like, the more they yell, the more I took it out on Gypsy Joe.
Oh, it's not Gypsy Joe's fault.
No. So then he gets the bat with the Oh, fuck.
Wow.
Anyway, that was I don't know why we somehow I sadly made that into a comedy. That was not a comedy, a comedic episode of Dark Side of the Ring.
He was certainly selling it after that.
Yes. Oh boy, he sold the fuck out of it. He sold the fuck out of it.
I don't know how you don't sell an actual shot from a 2x4 with barbed wire.
Yeah, he sold the barbed wire hit. He definitely sold.
Poor Gypsy Joe. Poor Gypsy Joe.
Oh man, well thank you for tuning in.
Wow.
If you're part of Gypsy Joe's family or extended family.
Sorry.
We do apologize.
Serious condolences to Gypsy Joe.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that I laughed
you
at that.
find it so funny that poor Gypsy Joe got the fuck beat out of it.
It reminded me of Coach's line in Raging Bull. He ain't pretty no more. When he was like, he'll be selling moves now. Oh man. Anyway, well thank you for
Thank you.
Cody, you got a new episode of Corn Stream coming out soon. Where else can everybody find you? Explain it all.
Cinesnob Cody on Twitter, and then you can find the newest episode of Corn Stream. Part 2 with Eddie will be out on Monday.
Yeah.
And then you can find ReMCU. By now, we may have our Thor Dark World episode out. I'm not sure. But we are rewatching the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then if you are looking for stuff to watch during quarantine that is new, we are covering all new releases on VOD on our flagship show, the Cinesnob Podcast.
Nice. Eddie, 5 days a week?
5 days a week at patreon.com, The Ralph Report. Also, 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Saturdays, we live stream Swing Break on YouTube, and then we do Swings and Misses episodes on radio.com on Monday and Friday.
Look at that.
So, and then we have this. We have our Ramble on Wednesday, and then this is Tuesday, Fridays.
When are you you got to do Marvel MCU, re-MCU.
Yeah, I think we were talking about doing Thor Dark World.
You like that one, right? You could yeah. That one's not as bad as everyone thought.
No, it's not as bad as everyone makes it out to be.
Because I was talking with Cody and Jared on this. The first Thor isn't nearly as bad as everyone said it was.
I think it's very underrated.
Very underrated movie. It's everyone shits all over that. Look, it's not that bad.
No,
anyway,
it's really not.
Every Monday you can hear me as a smug nerd with this guy, my director right here. Every Thursday, just dropped yesterday, a brand new Retro Rocha is going to happen on my YouTube channel, so please follow me on YouTube, Retro Rocha. And every night during quarantine, I'll be on Twitch, twitch.tv/Retro Rocha, playing an old video game. So thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe to The Ramble. Give it a 5-star rating, positive text review, thumbs up. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, even if you don't watch it on YouTube.
Just subscribe.
Just subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that little bell so you're notified every time the video comes out. We love you guys. Share it. All that good shit. All this, everything. We love you guys. We'll see you next time. I'm sorry, Gypsy Joe.
Bye, Gypsy Joe.
Bye, Gypsy Joe. Bye.